You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. Of course, the House did indeed pass the resolution condemning the comments of Donald Trump. Democrats have controlled the House. They actually have the votes. And so for all of Trump's bluster and him slamming everybody else, Kelly's now been officially condemned by the United States House of Representatives.
And now I'm curious to see what the Democratic Party is about to do next. Condemnation is a start, but what does that actually do in terms of his presidency? Like, until he's impeached, until he resigns, until, you know, that entire administration is no longer in power, I don't see, you know, I don't see anything else beneficial happening. I think this is just pomp and circumstance, which is good because it's on the record. But beyond that, you know, I just want more. It's been too long.
Here's what's interesting here, Jason. Here we go to my iPad. This is a graphic of the votes, folks. 235 Democrats. 4 Republicans agree with the resolution. 1 independent. Total votes 240 to 187.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was going to break down in a partisan way. The Republicans, at least we can see that 4 Republicans had a spine and were willing to call out.
And those 4 Republicans, go to my iPad, please. Congressman Will Hurd, Texas, only African-American Republican in the U.S. House. Representative Upton, Michigan. Representative Fitzpatrick, Pennsylvania. Representative Brooks from Indiana. And I think Justin Amash is now an independent, so that may be that one independent vote. So really, 5 Republicans voted for it. I still think it says something that all Republicans did not stand with Donald Trump, that they stood there and said that these were racist comments.
No, absolutely. And like I said, I think, you know, it should be applauded. I think it's a little late. You know, I think that the Republican Party should have checked him a long time ago. I think many of them are intimidated by Donald Trump and his loud base. I would agree, or I would argue that his base isn't necessarily super large. I just think it's super loud. And they are afraid. And they should know from what happened with the Tea Party that they shouldn't let loud people control them and be able to call out something when it's wrong.
Speaking of weak, Malik, Senator Marco Rubio, this is what he had to say about the whole deal. 4 months ago, after Representative Omar suggested Jews are not loyal Americans, not true. House Democratic leaders refused to vote on a resolution singularly condemning her words or anti-Semitism. Now they have no problem voting the resolution, labeling the president a racist. Talk about a weak. He couldn't even condemn what Trump had to say. And that's also what's interesting. The different Republicans, they want to bring up everything else in the world except actually what Trump said.
Yeah, I mean, it isn't surprising to me. It isn't surprising that the House run by Democrats passed a resolution condemning the president and that almost all Republicans voted against it. You know, I don't know what the numbers were with the, well, I guess they never got to a number with the Omar resolution. I don't think they mentioned her at all. But if there was a vote on that, I can pretty much bet that Republicans would be in favor of it and Democrats wouldn't. So, you know, unfortunately, this is kind of where we are. I do think that, you know, what we saw on the floor today, it didn't, you know, I wasn't happy about the president's remarks, but what I saw on the floor today was something else I do not like about our political system at all.
What's that?
Well, the comments, apparently, I'm sure Nancy Pelosi knew that she wasn't supposed to.
No, I'm sorry. Nancy Pelosi ran her comments by the parliamentarian before she delivered them. The parliamentarian greenlit her comments.
Well, it seemed like Representative Cleaver, who's that?
Yeah, Congressman Cleaver was at...
It seemed as if he had a different opinion.
No, that's not what happened. That's not what happened.
Yeah.
Collins of Georgia objected, wanted her comments stricken from the record.
Yeah.
And because he literally acted a fool on the back and forth, that's what pissed Cleaver off and why he said, I'm out of here. That's what actually happened.
But when you get to the point of, I mean, when you're on the floor calling the president a racist, you can't expect the Republicans are going to join you in that effort. I mean,
5 did.
Well, yeah, but 5 out of how many?
First of all, let me reiterate, okay? the only black Republican
Right.
in the United States House,
Yeah.
from Texas,
Will Hurd.
former CIA officer, had the guts to call Donald Trump exactly what it was.
But it shouldn't surprise us that, very few Republicans criticize.
No. I'm not speaking to very few Republicans. What I'm saying is Congressman Will Hurd did something, Texas A&M graduate, that frankly other black Republicans wouldn't do. He showed
Well, he's
guts.
the only representative.
No. Let me say it again. Congressman Will Hurd could have easily voted with the rest of his party.
Yes, he could.
What I'm saying is Congressman Will Hurd did what a lot of black Republicans don't have the guts to do.
But they're not politicians.
I'm sorry, but you brought Louis Farrakhan earlier. He wasn't a politician.
Yeah, but we're talking about a vote on the floor, though. They can't vote on the floor. So if we're saying that those people can actually, that he did something that other black Republicans aren't doing, he's the only one there that actually has a vote.
Precisely.
That's voting at this.
And that was the precise point we were making earlier when you try to use Farrakhan as your example. Go ahead,
But
Jason.
that's
Can
the
I ask
president.
a question?
Go ahead.
Is there anything that President Trump can do that would affect your vote, that you would not cast a vote in 2020 for President Trump?
I don't know. It hasn't happened yet. I can't say that. It hasn't happened yet.
So there's essentially nothing he can do.
That's not what I said. I said I don't know. So the answer to your question is that I don't know. He could do something that terribly offends me, and then that would make me consider not.
So the many
What
racist
exactly
things
terribly
he's done
offends you
have
that
not
he hasn't
terribly
done
offended
yet?
you.
No, they haven't offended me where I wouldn't support him. No, they haven't.
Wow.
There you have it.
I mean, were you expecting a different answer?
Let me say it again. Will Hurd, Texan, my home state, has a ring just like I do. Texas A&M graduate, black Republican, showed guts by first calling out Donald Trump's comments on yesterday, and today standing up and actually voting with the Democrats.
Well, I criticize
Why? No. Let me be real clear. Malik, you criticizing him is irrelevant when you also.
But I'm a black Republican.
No. Allow me to finish. You did not criticize him. You danced. You did not call it what it is. You tried to use it was racially charged. You
And I said I don't agree with the comments. I said it makes it harder for us to actually bring people to the party.
No,
So I said
but what Congressman Will Hurd did is he called it what it is.
Right.
Okay.
He didn't dance. And that, folks, is the difference. And so let me get people to understand what is going on here. And I did this in my commentary yesterday. I need you to understand what Donald Trump desperately needs is to gin up his white base. What Donald Trump is trying to do is to get his white base, his white conservative base, to say, oh, look at them, they're mistreating our Donald, because he needs them to vote in significant numbers. Now, Malik can give him his vote. Don't ask me why, but it's pathetic. But the man, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. First of all, right. And guess what? You have a choice. You have a choice to vote, and I have a choice to call it pathetic. And here's why. And here's why, folks. And here's why. And here's why it's pathetic. Here's why it's pathetic, because this is a man who has no decency. This is a man who does not respect the office of the president. This is a man who cannot conduct himself with proper decorum. This is a man who mistreats people of color, who calls shithole countries, who is trashed on nations with their people of color. He has shown his true colors. Donald Trump does not care. What he wants is, and I keep telling y'all, and this is about white fear. He wants to scare the bejesus out of white folks across America, mainly in red states, Midwestern states, by saying, I'm the only guy who can protect your way of life. When Republicans say, oh, people in middle America don't care about this stuff, they ain't talking about you. I lived in Chicago 6 years. They ain't talking about black people in Chicago or East St. Louis or Minneapolis. No, they're talking about white conservative voters. That's his base. Do you know how you beat Donald Trump? Is if black folks, Latinos, white folks of conscience mobilize and organize. This man has done nothing to deserve 4 more years. He has embarrassed this nation. Forbes released their piece today on the 50 most respected leaders in the world. Donald Trump ain't on the list. The world doesn't respect America because of the person who is sitting in the Oval Office. You can tweet, you can post on Facebook. It don't mean a damn thing if you're not registered. It don't mean a damn thing if you don't vote. If we truly want to make America great again, throw his ass out of office November 2020.
All right, folks, back to that Roland Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment.
Let's talk about, of course, my folks at 420 Real Estate. Of course, they're back. MarijuanaStock.org has another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough the last time to invest in their last crowdfunding campaign, you know they raised a ton of money in just a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Those initial investors now own shares of a publicly traded company. And last time, again, a lot of people missed it. They were sending emails saying, hey, I want to get in. Now they have a new investment opportunity that you can check out, folks. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is the cousin to marijuana with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the United States and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill that was passed makes it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S., creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow in all of the plants. This makes for an incredible investment opportunity, and that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is real simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords, and you can get in on the action. You can invest in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. All you got to do is go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org to get in the game and get in the game now. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.